though. Okay, now we're ready.
Welcome back to the Optimize Your Online Business Summit. We are live, and our next speaker is a visionary, a change maker, and a market disruptor. We are so excited to be here with Carrie Thomas-Omáur. She is a premium and luxury brand strategist and the innovative and forward-thinking founder behind Solasta Digital. It's a bespoke branding marketing firm that helps impact-driven entrepreneurs and CEOs build brands that are rooted in creating heart connection and attracts clients on a subconscious level. With a unique blend of vast knowledge of humanistic psychology, brand strategy, and vast knowledge of brand archetypes, Carrie and Solasta Digital help visionaries and change agents who wish to disrupt the world with their vision and offers by helping them build a brand that represents their premium and luxury place in the market, while being able to have a brand that solidifies that connection between them and their client on a heart and subconscious level. Now, Carrie has a passionate belief that branding is rooted in strategy and heart alignment with you and your raving fan, and we couldn't agree more. Carrie understands that the best brands are built when we realize that humans are intrinsic beings, and they should never be placed in a box to simplify their thinking. So it's extremely important to build a brand based on the primal needs and desires of your raving fans. So through brand development, brand amplification, and brand clarity, Carrie doesn't just help her clients build premium and luxury brands, she helps them build humanistic brands. Welcome, Carrie. We are so excited, and we can't wait to hear all about this idea of humanistic brands.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me. Guys, I'm at a conference right now, so my voice is, I've been like yelling, like, oh my gosh, like I've been yelling like literally for like 4 days. But I am so excited to be here. This is something that's so passionate to me. I love the idea of just understanding and helping people realize, like, when you connect with somebody on a human level, heart to heart, literally magic happens. And it's almost like the profound stuff. You're like, oh my gosh, like, it's like, really, like this happened? But literally it's like loving people, treating people like you would want to be treated. Like, how would you want somebody to walk up to you? How would you want somebody to sell to you? And doing it that way is so beautiful. And it's magical.
It is magical. And I would love to know what led you to going down this path. Like, I love the concept of adding the human back in the brand. So what made you take that turn and go that direction?
Yeah, so I tell a lot of people, so I started my business working in the restaurant industry. I was working in corporate America. I actually was working for Subway corporate office, helping their franchisees increase their traffic and profitability in their business. A lot of the stuff that I do now, but I was working in that restaurant space. And March of 2019, my father passed away. And I was at my dad's funeral and I was sitting, and I'm like, it's funny, my mom always said me and my dad were people watchers. So I'm like watching all these people talking about all of the things that, like, conversations they had with my dad. Like, my dad, they were like, oh, Paul took me fishing, and we were sitting there, and he said something to me. It was just so profound, and it changed the way I thought about things, and I just shifted in another direction. And I just kept hearing it over and over and over and over again. And I was like, there's probably a lot of people out there that have these gifts to be able to help change people's lives. But a lot of times these people that have those gifts, they don't conform to the standards of how regular marketing happens. So a lot of times they say, I'm just going to hang out in my bubble. Like, my clients love me. I'm making pretty good money. I'm just going to hang out here. But the thing is, when they do that, they know they're playing small. They know they have this amazing contribution that if they get out into the world, they can literally change the world. They can change so many lives. So I was like, I want to help them. I was like, I want to help people like my dad who are so powerful and so amazing, be able to shine their light in a way that's naturally and holistic to them. But the thing is, if you do it in a natural way, all it is just coming to them as a human, not thinking about the marketing and brand, all those marketing strategies and do this, do that, and things like that, but saying, hey, I'm a human, you're a human. What do you like? This is what I like. And let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Let me share my vision with you. If you identify with it, come hang out and let's do this thing together.
Yeah. That's awesome. And that if everyone can tell the thread of all of the speakers we've had here, the reason we invited Carrie here, the reason we invited everyone here is because we all believe the same thing. It's the human to human connection, especially in this time of COVID where we are all forced to be separated, but then you can also join together online, you know? So Carrie's the perfect fit for this. And we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. This has been amazing.
All right. So Carrie, are there, you're talking about premium brands, luxury brands, and then bringing that humanistic piece into it. But are there certain types of businesses that benefit most from building premium brands, luxury brands? Like who is this for? Like out of our audience here, like who should really be paying attention to this?
So crazily, like I tell people, anybody can have a premium brand. Like anybody can. The thing is, like you want to, like when it comes to the premium and luxury prices, like if you want to charge like $50,000, $100,000, $1 million for offers, literally it comes down to the fact of can I create an experience with my offer? So that's what, like it's really that simple. It's an experience. So for us, like I tell people, we sell branding. A lot of people sell branding. There's a lot of people that sell branding for like $1,000. We sell branding for $50,000. The reason why we can do that is because when we tell people, hey, we're going to go on an experience together, we're going to help you create a brand that truly have you show up as the best version of yourself so you can shine your light. It's the same process. We do, of course, our stuff is a lot different because we use psychology, but a lot of people, it's the same process. They just have to create that experience, show people the vision of what's possible. And that's what high ticket is, because at high ticket luxury premium prices, what they're looking for is they're looking for somebody who sees what's possible for them, not the features, offers, not all that stuff, because they don't care about that, because they can get that from somebody charging $3,000. What they want to say is, oh my gosh, they see what's possible for me. They understand my heart, and they're going to be able to take me to exactly where I want to go. So I want to work with them, and I'll pay for whatever I have to pay for to work with them.
Yeah, that's a good point. It makes me think about everything. Like when you're thinking about pricing, that's a really great way to look at it, because pricing, there's different buyers. There's value buyers and there's price buyers and there's all this kind of stuff. But really the thing is, and there's nothing wrong with either one of them, right? So someone could be looking for the nuts and bolts. And what you're talking about is when you get up into the premium and luxury, you're talking about those people don't care about the nuts and bolts because they know they can get that anywhere. They want the person who sees above that and who can take that and create an experience. And I think that's really good. Like for Deidre and I, same thing. We give our clients a transformation, right? That's what we sell. Like we don't sell, we do business coaching, but we don't sell business coaching. We sell a transformation,
Exactly.
Yeah. So what do you see is the biggest mistake people make or entrepreneurs make with their branding?
Oh my gosh. So lately, like I've been at FHL, and that's probably why my voice, because I've been talking about this all the time. So the biggest mistake people make with their brand is a lot of times what happens is they start thinking about visuals first. They're like, oh my gosh, what are the colors I'm going to use? I need to get somebody to do my logo. Oh, I think this font will be great. They think of all that stuff first. And that's like wrong. That's like so wrong. Like that's literally like we have a framework. That's literally step 5. Like there's so much other stuff that's happening before we even get there. The thing is the biggest thing you want to do is you want to think about what is the impact that I truly want to make in the world? Like, what is that true impact I want to make in the world? And who are the people that I truly want to impact? That's the first 2 questions that you want to ask. And I tell people, I say, sit with that. I want you to, I tell people, sit with that concept. Like, what is the true impact I want to make? Because it might, it can expand outside of the offers that you have now. But a lot of times we get so clouded on like, hey, I want this offer, this offer, this offer. I need to create a value ladder, boom, boom, bam. But the thing is, like if you create that expanded vision and you say, this is the impact I really want to make. Like this is the change that I really see as possible. And you think of that and then you say, all right, and these are the people that I want to help. The people, not like the demographic, oh, they work from they're 35 to this, these people. Like for us, our people are people that know that the way that marketing and branding is done doesn't feel good to them. They know that they want to be able to do something that feels natural and holistic, and that they can go at their pace and still get that push, but they feel good about it. And they know their audience will feel good about it. So the thing is, like, that person, guess what? That person is a newbie. That person is a person that's been in business, has tens of millions of dollars. But the heart of that person is exactly the same. So that's the piece that you want to realize. What is the heart of the person that I'm going to serve? Like, what are their core drivers? Like, what are the things that they're motivated by? And I tell people, like, everybody is motivated by something innately in their body that pushes them every day and pushes them every step of the way. There's something in you. For us, I am so motivated, and I get so excited for the idea of being able to push to the next step, to like see what new things are possible and see like how we can create better things and change the way people do things. For us, our idea is like, we want to change the way people look at branding. That's really scary if you think about it. Like, that's a big thing, but I'm like, that's going to be amazing when we do it, because we know we can do it. And even like our offers now, like there's pieces there that are in there that aren't there yet, but I know what's possible. So that's what I tell people, like, you want to start there. You want to start with like, what is that heart connection? Like, what is that piece that you really want to do? And who is the heart of your client? Because no matter where they are in their journey, their heart will always be the same.
Yeah, I love that. The heart of the client is key right there. I like that you say they could be a newbie or they could be someone making $10 million, but they have the same heart. That is killer.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like literally, like, we have a client that's like selling $400,000 offers, and we have a client that like just started in her business, but they're exactly the same people. They have the same mission. They have the same visions. They have the same drivers. So when I communicate with them, and it's funny, I'm going to say this real quick. I tell people that when you communicate at a heart level with people, you can communicate about anything. Like, you guys have seen, like, sometimes on social media when I do my reels and my TikToks, none of it's ever about business. It's never about business. It's all about saying you have everything in you to be amazing. Just shine your light, show up as the best version of yourself. Because that's the heart level of what our clients are looking for, and saying, oh my gosh, like, I can't, like, I do have everything in me to be successful. I really don't need this. I keep hearing these people say it, but I don't, like, I can do what feels good to me. So then they come to me and they're like, oh my gosh, Carrie, like, I don't know, like, what all you have going on. I don't know what your offers are. Really, I was looking at your website, but I just want to, I want to work with you. Because they're like, she connected me with the heart. And the thing is, I tell people, if you connect with somebody in your heart, there's no longer all these objectives you trying to have conversations, tell them like, hey, like, I can help you go from here to here. I can help you do this or that. Literally, the only questions that they have is, can I afford to work with Carrie right now? Yeah. Or is there something that I can work with Carrie to prepare me for the next step?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have any questions or comments or thoughts?
Yeah. So, what you're talking about, it really is pervasive in business, Carrie. It goes so far beyond branding, right? Like, it's really a way of doing business and a way of showing up. And this spills over into content. It spills over into everything we do, when we're in front of other people. And it's that bringing that value piece, always being valuable. And, building that know, like, and trust factor, and that what you're talking about, it does exactly that. And can you give us some practical, tips or tricks on someone who's listening to this going, oh wow, this sounds amazing, and I want to get more into this, and I know you've got some great things that you've added into the VIP pass and also a free download. Can you talk a little bit more about those and what people can get from those?
So in the VIP pack, I'm telling you, like, I was so, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was proud of myself. I was like, Carrie, I tell people, like, sometimes, like, I have moments where I'm like, Carrie, you were, like, really smart there. I'm like recording that video. I was like, you were like really smart in these videos, Carrie. Like, you actually really do know what you're talking about. Like, I know that something you have those moments, you're like, oh, that actually was like really, really good. So in the humanistic, like, so really what I do in the adding the human in the brand video series is I pretty much walk down the steps of the idea of understanding humans at a subconscious level, like understanding like the primal instincts, the drivers and things like that, and then going into saying like what is heart alignment and how do you communicate that heart alignment with people. And then we go into like understanding how to leverage that heart alignment for content and things like that. But the piece that I want to talk to you about, and I'm gonna, it's a framework that we've worked on and we've used it for our clients. And what's been really, really cool about this framework is we've tried this framework in clients that have brick and mortar businesses. We've tried this in clients that do e-commerce. We've tried this in clients that have coaching businesses and high ticket. And literally all of them say, oh my gosh, Carrie, this works. Like it works. Like they were like, I have a premium business, not a brand, I have a premium business. So it's a VIA framework. So it's VIA. So VIA, the V is going to be visibility. And the idea of visibility is you want to say, do I understand what the first step is? Do I understand my customers? Like, do I understand my customers at a human level? Do I understand their core drivers, their archetypes? Like how are we going to leverage them and things like that? Like, do I have stories, like stories that I can create to be able to create these connections with the clients that we're trying to work with? This piece is going to be really important. The next thing is going to be business alignment. So a lot of times our clients, they're so funny. I love them to death, but they'll say, Carrie, like I want to do $60,000 this quarter. I'm like, cool, great. How are we going to do it? Like, what are we selling? And they'll be like, well, I have this over here. I got this right here. I got this, and this. And I'm like, okay, that sounds amazing, but we need to get it together. So we look and say, okay, this is our revenue goals. We say, okay, what are the offers that we're going to create or that we already have? And how can we streamline it to where every time they move up is the next logical step and it prepares them for the next step? Because a lot of times people have this logical step like, oh, well, they did this, they should be able to do this. But the thing is, if you don't prepare them successfully for it, they'll never go. So our thing is like, we get you all the way to the door. We got your hand, you're holding the handle and you just have to turn and you're like, okay, I'm ready, turn, open, I'm there. Next place. So we do that. So that's going to be the business alignment. The third step is all about humanistic content strategy. And I talk about that in adding human into branding, exactly what that framework is on a humanistic content strategy. So it's all about determining what is the content that you're going to create. What are your core pieces of content that are like magnetizing and activating people into your world? Because we're going to use that in the intentional stage, which is like super, super cool. So I want you to remember visibility. We're not worried about our website. We're not worried about funnels. We're not worried about anything. We just want to make sure that we're visible. We know our customer. We know how we're going to get onto the world. We know our goals. We know these things. We reverse engineer the plan. We have that. So then we go into intention. I always say intention is where you say, I'm going to actually run my business. I'm not just going to let the business come to me. I'm going to say, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to go off into the world and shine my light. So here I come. I'm running towards you. Yeah. So that's what that is. So I always say the first step of that is going to be relationships with purpose. So relationships with purpose is where you say, who are the people right now that are in my community or in my world that I know I have some type of rapport with? Like we've talked, we've chatted, we've had conversations that I want to work with right now. I created my offers. I have my offers. So I'm like, who can I work with right now that will be ready to work with me? And then literally we created some really cool scripts. They're so amazing. And it's funny, like I showed somebody, they were like, is that easy? I'm like, yes, it's that easy. They're like, it works. I'm like, let me show you. They're like, oh my gosh, the thing really works. I said, I know, crazy. So we create those lists. We create a list of people that you already have relationships with that you want to work with. The next thing we do is we say, what are the lists of the people that and normally we say 30 because 30 is a nice number. It feels good. It still pushes you, but it feels good. You're like, I've got 30 people in my world. So then you say, who are the 30 people that I might not have a relationship with, but I would love to work with? I feel like they embody my Raven fan. I feel like it would be like so freaking amazing to to help them with one of my offers. So you have that list. You have your scripts ready. You have your offers ready. Like I'm ready off to the races. So you go to step 2. So step 2 is intentional marketing. So in intentional marketing, you're going to say, I got my scripts. I got my conversations, relationship scripts. I got my sales scripts. I got all my things. And you're going to be like, I'm about to go out into the world. And you're going to start reaching out to these people. and you're going to reach out to them. Guess what? As a human, it's crazy, right? You're going to be like, it's like, it's bananas. You're going to be like, hey, how are you? What's going on? Talk to me. I want to talk to you. How are you? And you just start having conversations, because if somebody says to you, hey, how are you? You'll be like, I'm doing great. How are you? And you're like, nothing much, just hanging out, working on some stuff. What are you working on? They're going to be like, you could be like, oh, you know what? I'm working on this really great thing. You want to jump on a call and like chit chat? And they're going to be like, sure, let's chit chat. And then literally, as you remember, we did work in visibility. We have our connection statements. We have our stories. We have our vision. You're going to get on that call. You're going to highlight them and see how they are. And they're going to tell you all the thing. And they're like, so tell me what you're up to. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to share your vision. You're going to be like, hey, I'm working on this amazing thing. Like, I think it's going to be so cool. And they're going to be like, they're going to say this. They're going to say two things. Oh my gosh, that's so freaking cool. And you'll be like, yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. Or then they're going to say, oh my gosh, that's so freaking cool. Like, that's what I'm struggling with. Like, can you show me how you do it? Or how can you help me? It's great. It's crazy how it works. It's stupid simple. Like, it really is. It's stupid simple, but it works. So you go through that, you're having these conversations, you're reaching out, you're talking, you're making money, but guess what? You haven't done any visuals. You don't have a website. You don't have a sales page. You don't have a landing page. You don't have an email list. You're not doing any of that stuff. Guess what? You're making money. So now you feel good. You feel confident. You're like walking through, you're like, oh yeah, like I'm making money. I'm doing my things. I'm a luxury premium brand. I'm selling offers. You're doing all these things. So then you go and you say, okay, now that I have a little money, I feel a little safe. Maybe I might want to start showing up a little better in the world. So then you say, let me start inviting the stage. So you say, okay, I'm inviting the stage. So I need to first ask myself, like, how am I looking in the online highways and byways? Like, am I showing up the right way? Like, is my message consistent across all the platforms? Like, is there any, like, do I need to create a website? Do I need to tweak my website? Maybe do I need to do a landing page or application page? But guess what? All you have to do is look at your offer letter you created and say, do I have all these things? If you do, perfect, you're done. If you don't, now you know what you need to create. You don't need to create anything else outside of what you put in your offer letter. It's crazy, right? So then you do, so after you do that, you have that done and you say, okay, I have that. I have my credibility campaign. I'm reaching out to people and letting people know that I'm super amazing and I'm credible and they should talk to me and I want to know what they're doing and they want to know what I'm doing. You're having all these conversations. And then you say, oh, hey, I have this email list that I haven't talked to in forever because like I haven't done it, i.e. me, because I did the same thing. I want to let them know what I'm doing in the world. So you're going to reach out to them. You're going to say, hey, how are you? I'm Carrie. So amazing to meet you. I really just want to check in and let you know what I'm working on because I know we haven't talked in a while. And you're going to share your message. You're going to share your vision. You already created, you know what your vision is. You're going to share your vision. You're going to let them know what you're doing in the world. You're going to offer them like case studies, testimonials, and even do market research so they can be aware. It's funny. I was talking to one of my clients. I say, this piece is where it's all, you want to prep people for success. You don't want to just like change it up on people. So you prep them for success to get them ready for your offer. Cause like I tell people like right now you're in the trailer park. You're in the trailer park, you're hanging out in the trailer park. Your house is in the trailer park. You got the tapestry pillows and things like that. But when you move into a new house, guess what you do? You want to show everybody like, hey, guess what, guys? I got me a new refrigerator. I moved to a new house. I got all these things. You don't want to just let people like, they're gonna be like, hold up. You send them a new drive. You're like, where are you at? Oh, in my new house. And they're like, I wasn't prepared for that. So you want to prep them. Be like, hey, I moved on up. I got me a new house. I'm no longer in the trailer park. I know it was rough, but we're moving to new and better things. So now you're in there. Now you're like, okay, I have my house together. My home is together. My house is together. I got some new sheets, got some new pillows. I done got my pictures everywhere set up. Now you're saying, I am ready to go out into the world and share my message. So that's actually what step 3 is amplification. Amplify your voice now that your house is together. So then you're going to say, all right, I have my house together. I want to be loud. I want to amplify. I need to create my own stage. What's my stage going to be? It's going to be a podcast. It's going to be a YouTube. I'm going to do a Facebook show. What is it going to be? That's what you determine. You're going to figure out what is going to be your stage where you can create the most amazing content. You can be able to create a connection center where you can have people come to your show and visit. Because you have your house together, you can say, come visit. Do you want to have people at your house if you live in the trailer park with the tapestry and the holes and stuff? You don't. You got your house. Now you got your pretty, really house together. You want, hey, come visit, come hang out. You want to come hang out? Want to do lunch? Want to have a nice little hostess party? You're gonna have them come over and do that with you. So you're super amazing. So now you're like, okay, I got my stage, I got my new house. Now I want to amplify my presence. Like I want to like amplify that presence. So then we always say we want to create core entry points. So a lot of times when it comes to creating offers, you, especially like people who do a lot of the premium luxury brand, they start really high. So they have like these high ticket offers, but the issue with that offer is there's nothing to prepare people for it. So you want to create those core offers, those core like entry offers for people to be able to come into your world very nicely and easily, to be able to see what you do and prepare them for the next step. So you create that. But the thing is, you don't want to create that right away, because like then you start just like hanging out doing all these crazy things. So you want to create that, and then you want to say, what are the products, virtual products, physical products that I create to amplify my brand and actually like amplifies and embodies my brand. So a lot of our clients, they do planners and journals and different things that they put in their programs and things like that to kind of help just like say, hey, like this is a cool planner. We have a planner. We have a boss planner that we do every year. And our clients that come in and like, oh my gosh, Carrie, I love that planner. We have a little quote that we use every year. Start where you are, tell me about your finish. You're like, I love it. It's amazing. I'm like, welcome home. So we have that. So then now remember, we have our house together. We moved out. We have a new house. We've had people come over. And what's the thing your mom always said? You want to make sure your house is together before you would go where? To go to somebody else's. So the last step is sharing the stage. And this is why I always say this is the last step, because you always want to make sure your house is together before you go to visit others. Because when they come back over, they're gonna be like, oh, wasn't together. Was not what I expected. So you want to be able to have your house together so you can send people over to be ready for like what you do. So that's where you say, what summits do I want to be on? What podcast do I want to be on? What media or partnerships or Facebook groups do I want to be involved in? And guess what you're going to do? You're going to do the same thing you did in intention, but you're going to do it in a partnership way. Hey, I would love to speak at your event. I would love to speak on your podcast. I wrote this amazing video or article. Guess what? Because where's where you did it in visibility when you did your core offer. So everything's already done. It's amazing. You're like, I have this. I know, right? It's crazy. You have everything already done, and you're just sending stuff out. Yeah. Real easy. Just send it out. Like, and then people are coming to you and they're like, oh my gosh, like, of course I would love to have you on. I'm like, lovely. Lovely. And guess what? You can send your people to my entry point that I just created. And then they can come into my world very beautifully.
Yes. Very nice. I love that.
And that there is your premium business.
Yeah. The thing I like the most about what you said is the preparing them. So I think that what you said is right. Like a lot of people create the thing and they believe they're creating the steps, but did they actually go to the extent of making sure that when the person goes through that first step, they are actually prepared for that second step? That's a key right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's the VIA framework. That is I'm so like our clients, they were drooling. They were like, oh my gosh, Carrie, I've been waiting for this my whole life.
That's awesome. Okay. And I want to remind everyone, we talked about it a little bit and Carrie's mentioned the adding the human back into the brand. So you can grab your copy of that. And is the VIA framework in that?
So the VIA framework is not in there. I think but we talk, that part is probably the visibility piece.
Gotcha.
That's
okay.
Stage one.
Yeah, but I know it's going to be amazing. And it's a $297 value. And it's part of the VIP pass, which you can get that for only $77. That includes every one of the speakers' contributions. So we are, the reason that we are suggesting people do this is because to just sit here and watch the presentations is one-dimensional. You're not going to get very much out of that. You might get some ideas or some aha moments, but you're not going to be able to take this and go anywhere with it unless you take action on what you learn. And that's why we have a VIP pass. I mean, we want every single one of us, and you've heard from every one of these speakers who is heart-centered and they believe in the human connection. We want you to succeed. That's the whole purpose of the summit. So make sure that you are allowing yourself to succeed, right? Make sure you're prepared to take the next step by getting your copy of the VIP pass while it's at the discounted rate of $77 through tomorrow. So then you can also grab Carrie's 10 plus luxury brand boards with colors and typography for free. And that's at the link that is under this video. So much amazing stuff. And the VIA framework that Carrie just outlined is honestly right there. You could take that and run with it. That is killer stuff that she shared. So let's see, we have, someone was going to upgrade. People are amazed. Ashioma's amazed. Taylor says she loves this so much. So yeah, Carrie, you're crushing it. Thank you. Yay! All right. Do you have any final thoughts to leave everyone with before we say goodbye?
So this is something that I've been saying, and I think it's like, I feel like it always has a home. Like it always has a home in every place that I go. It always has a home. It's like that plant that you like take with you places. So I always tell people that it's very easy to go into entrepreneurship and you think a lot. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I think this, I think that, I think that, I think that. And literally I tell people, like, your brain is probably the worst navigator of your life. Like it is horrible. Like it is like what I think it was like waves when it first came out, where it was like it always took you to the wrong place. And you're like, why is it always taking me here? It's not where I was trying to go. Like that's what your brain will do. So literally I tell everybody, trust your heart, listen to your heart, because your heart will never lead you in the wrong place. It will always take you to exactly where you want to go. Even if you don't think is where you're supposed to be, it will always take you to where it knows that you need to go. So trust your heart, sink down, listen, don't think, and even start using words like I feel rather than I think, because I think will always lead you wrong. I feel will always lead you in the right direction.
That's awesome.
Like a plant. It's a beautiful plant. It goes everywhere. It's a beautiful thing.
That's the human part. And I love that. That's the heart-centered part. So I think that's the perfect way to end this presentation, and you've crushed it. So thank you. We're so happy that you agreed to be a speaker here, that you speak our language, which is the whole heart thing. And that VIA framework is amazing. So thank you so much for your time, Carrie.
No, thank you so much. You guys are so amazing. I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Like this meant a lot to me. So thank you for inviting me and everything.
Oh, you're so welcome. And we will see everyone later. It's the end of the summit. Make sure you watch all the presentations, because there is gold in every single one. So everyone have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.